A phalanx of anti-graft operatives came under attack on Sunday night while executing a search warrant at the residence of Abdullahi Adamu, chairman of the ruling All Progressives Congress People Gazette Lands. The agents from the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission arrived 8 p.m. at Mr. Adamu's house on Ali Akilu Crescent by Aso Rock Presidential Villa and immediately met resistance from police orderlies attached to the politician, according to two sources familiar, including one of the officers involved. A standoff immediately ensued. Our sources said after the police officer said no one would be permitted to enter the premises because it was already past 6 p.m. The officers insisted, despite being shown a warrant duly signed by a judge. The content of the warrant was not immediately clear, but Mr. Adamu had faced corruption allegations whose probe might still be active. The police officer said no one can enter the house because it was already past 6 p.m. and already late for any search operation. One of our sources said under anonymity to discuss the operation. They said they won't allow anyone inside, even if they go back to bring the judge that signed the warrant. The officers, whose sources said arrived in 4 trucks, spent hours trying to unsuccessfully to resolve the matter. No casualties were reported during the standoff, which a source described as a physically intense. Spokesperson of the police and Efcc were not available for comment between the small hours of Monday and at the opening of business. The confrontation came as pressure intensified for Mr. Adamu to quit as the national chairman of the ruling party. The push hinged largely on Mr. Adamu's failure to support President Bola Tinubu during the APC's presidential primary in June 2022. The party chairman also did not support Mr. Tinubu during the presidential election, although he attended campaign rallies in what party insiders said was a face-saving measure. 5 months after the presidential election and 6 weeks after Mr. Tinubu was sworn in as president, Mr. Adamu's continued occupation of the party's leadership had become increasingly untenable, sources said. He has no business being the chairman of the party, a source at the party's national headquarters said. He has shown his hand too much. And we want him to bow out now and allow the president to concentrate on important businesses of the country. Mr. Adamu all but admitted on television last week that he had differences with the president and that dates back to the primaries and 2023 campaign proper, but downplayed their severity overall. Mr. Tinubu has not publicly commented on Mr. Adamu's fate, but there were indications weekend that known aides to the president tried to pressure Mr. Adamu to step down ahead of the president's return from an African Union summit in Nairobi. On Saturday night, media outlets run by Mr. Tinubu's aide circulated reports that Mr. Adamu had stepped down following a concerted intervention by the National Security Advisor Nuhu Ribadu as well as Governor Hope Uzodinma of Imo State. 2 members of the party national working body acknowledged hearing Mr. Adamu had resigned, but none was able to confirm evidence of his resignation, with one strongly condemning the chairman for not informing members of his move. If he had resigned, as we have heard through different people, then it is good for the party. One of the working committee members said, but since he couldn't respect us enough to officially brief us, we also won't accord him any respect by calling him to confirm directly from him whether he stepped down or not. Mr. Adamu repeatedly declined comments on the entire controversy on Sunday night, telling the Gazette he was waiting for whatever would happen without elaborating. A party spokesman and also declined comments, but Mr. Adamu has maintained that he won't be stepping down. Sources said the former Nasarawa governor and senator reportedly told allies that he wouldn't be pushed around like Godwin Emefiele, the former central bank also, who was disgraced from office and handed over to the National Intelligence Outfit SSS. Since Mr. Adamu was elected as chairman at the National Convention of the party, his removal was closely follow the party's constitution, or it might be susceptible to successful litigation if he decides to challenge any transgressions on the part of the party. Attempt to remove him may come at the party's national caucus gathering scheduled for this week. Notwithstanding his fierce political gamesmanship, Mr. Adamu's exit as APC chairman appeared more likely than not to be dispositive, as party members said. His open confrontation with the president has never been historically successful for any party chairman, especially during President Olusegun Obasanjo's administration, when several party chairmen were eased out. No party chairman has ever picked a battle with the president and won, a member said under anonymity Sunday night. Abdullahi Adamu won't be the first, not under Bola Tinubu. Wahala. E be like bicycle, you know the finish. Now the same people, APC under Tinubu is a gang of hardened criminals. Okay? When they use animals as leaders, who are they? Who are they if we want to look at the critical criteria used to pick a leader? It's shameful on us Yoruba. Anyway, it is good for us, our daddy, because he was the one that put them there, now betrayed him. Autocracy has come on stage. Could drug be at work? Crash of powers episode. Criminals versus criminals, and the answer is bribe. He will bribe Efcc and also police. The matter will be over. It is a game work. They are part of the team. Why didn't they give him the Rochas treatment of breaking through the roof and enforce his arrest? The audacity of the officers on duty under same command structure of MPF is surprising. Please let them allow the society to breathe.